How to pick a lock using a paperclip. Making your tools. Collect your materials. Most of what you need to pick a lock with a paperclip is easily accessible. You really only need 3 different things. The paperclips, one to act as lock pick, one to act as tension wrench, and a pair of pliers to shape the paperclips. 2 big paperclips, one to act as tension wrench, one to act as the pick. There is no upper size limit, but you want to make sure that the width is not slim enough that it will fit into the lock and that the height is tall enough so that you can insert it into the lock while still holding on to enough length to turn them. Grab a pair of pliers to shape the 2 paperclips. It's easier to use pliers than your hands. Unfold first paperclip into the lock pick. In order to do this, unfold the large edge of your paperclip twice until a straight portion juts out. You will be inserting the straight part into the lock to use as a pick. 1. Some locksmiths also put a tiny upward bend into the tip of the pick. This is to depress the pins inside the lock, but is not strictly necessary. Make your tension wrench. Take out both bends in the jumbo paperclip until the paperclip is 2 straight wires with a curve at the end. Press the curved end down with a wrench. Make a 90 degrees bend in the curved end that's about 1 centimeter, 0.4 in, long. Alternately, you could unfold an edge of your paperclip until a straight portion sticks out at a 90 degrees angle. This is a basic tension wrench that is workable but not ideal. Picking your lock. Insert tension wrench into bottom of keyhole. The bottom of the keyhole is called the shear line. You want to apply pressure with the tension wrench here, in a rotational manner, which way the lock turns. 2. It can take some practice to get the right amount of pressure. Too hard and you'll twist your paperclip out of shape. Too lightly and you won't put enough pressure on it to pick the lock. Turn the wrench in the direction that the lock turns. This can be a bit hard to do if you're not sure which way it turns, but it's important to turn the wrench in the right way. There are a couple ways to test the lock and see which way the key would turn. 3. If you know which way the lock turns in order to open, turn the tension wrench in that direction. If you don't know what direction the lock opens, guess to one side. On the first shot, you'll have a 50-50 chance of opening the lock. If you have a sensitive touch, you can also feel which way the lock opens by turning with the tension wrench. Turn clockwise first, then counterclockwise. You'll feel slightly less pressure when the wrench turns the right direction. Insert pick into upper part of keyhole and rake. Raking is when you insert your pick to the back of the keyhole and remove it quickly while jiggling the pick upward. Do this a couple times to potentially set a few pins. Keep pressure on tension wrench as you're doing this. If you don't, the lock picking won't work properly. Quickly doesn't mean yanking it out, but you want to move quickly enough that the motion is smooth. Again, this is something that you have to get a feel for, which is why few people are able to pick a lock on their first try. Locate the pins inside the lock. Keeping pressure on the tension wrench, try to locate the pins inside the keyhole using your pick. Most American locks will have at least 5 pins that you'll need to set in order to open the lock. You'll feel the pins against your lock pick when you insert it. This will tell you where you need to depress them. Depress the pins. Be sure to apply rotational pressure to your tension wrench as you depress the pins. You should feel a slight give when you set the pins to their unlocked position, or even a slight clicking sound. Experienced lock pickers can do this in what looks like one swift motion, but inexperienced pickers will need to use more deliberate motions to set each pin. Jiggle pick until each pin unlocks. Applying more and more pressure with the tension wrench, jiggle the pick until each pin unlocks. When you hear a snap or click, be sure to rotate the tension wrench to unlock the lock.